Welcome back, folks. This is Tommy, Help with Gadgets, and we've got another very cool knife to do a disassembly and cleaning of. This is the Hypercut Bikkhu, and I've probably messed that name up, but something like that. It's Bikkhu, and I'll try to put that up on the screen for you. But Hypercut Manufacturing is a neat knife maker out of Hendersonville, North Carolina, and it's a fairly new company, but they're doing some great work. This is the carbon fiber version of it, and there's several different blade shapes with this particular model, and this one's just pretty crazy awesome. Comes down to a very, very sharp point, but also fairly thick through there. So, very interesting knife. I have not taken this one apart, and it does have these neat bits that fit into the pivot there. Those vials that you see there are tritium, here, and then here as well. So the knife does glow in the dark. All right, so let's go ahead and get into this. I'm going to be very careful with this knife. It's not mine. This is another one of the knives that is on loan to me from Mr. Eddy. And basically all I'm doing is putting some pressure on that other side, but keeping pressure on this side to loosen this screw. All right. Normally I would dip these in the alcohol, but because of that tritium, I'm not going to do that. And let's see if we can push this through without too much trouble. Yep. There we go. Take that out. I'm going to switch over to the T8. And let's take the body screws out on this side. That bit does come with the knife, the one for the pivot screw. All right. Okay, there we have it. Let's turn this around. This is actually the information on the knife itself. Hypercut USA 2024. The Bikkhu, and this is number 85, I believe. So there you have it. I'm going to carefully remove this. Remove this blade. I've also got a disassembly and cleaning video of this one here. I'm not sure which one I'm going to release first. This is the Cretan, which is a different model, but very cool. All right, we've got the bearings there. Drop those in some alcohol. And you can see on this side the liners, those carbon fiber liners, are held in by those screws there. Some lightning pockets here. I'm not going to take off those liners. Also here, there's the liner there, screws to hold the liner in, and the screws to hold the clip in. Now I'm going to pause. Well, maybe not. Let's go ahead and Mr. Eddy asked me to, while I had it apart, to bend the clip in just a tad. So I'll go ahead and do that and let you all see that. So we've got the clip off. This is a very cool clip, milled clip, as you can see with the tritium there. And I'm going to take and just give it a little bend there. Not much. And then I'm going to put that back on. Whoops. It's got little pockets that are a little pocket that it'll fit in. And I think I've got it. Get those screws back in. I'm going to get both of them started before I tighten the other one down. Alright. Okay. I think that's going to be good for that. Let's go ahead and get some alcohol wipes and wipe these down. But it's very cool to be able to take these knives apart and experience them and look at the different ways that knife makers manufacture a knife. It looks like on this he's using, sometimes knife makers will put a stainless washer in there. It doesn't look like he's done so on this one. I don't think that's a problem though, because I think the titanium will wear harden just like other things. The more you run that those bearings on it, I think it hardens it up. What I noticed, there was something there on the pivot, and I'm just trying to get that cleaned up so that we have a good surface to surface contact without any kind of crud or anything being in it. So just like I do with a lot of other knives that I do, I'm taking and running that running my finger in the threads as I tighten on the or as I actuate that that pivot screw, as I turn that pivot screw. There's still some what's probably Loctite that's got there in that area right where the screw meets the or the head of the screw meets the threads. And I'm just taking a, oh, I may have pulled that off camera. I apologize for that. What I'm doing is just trying to remove that gunk. And sometimes it's not the easiest in my older eyes. If I can bring the work closer to me, a lot of times that works better. But it doesn't work for you folks to be able to see. So there we got a little chunk of stuff there. So I think we're good to go now. Let's do this portion again. All right. And we'll check that pivot. and do the same thing there, just to run it around. All right. I will take I generally usually take a cotton tip applicator and dip it in the alcohol. And there's several things that I want to do there. I want to get down in that pivot hole. I want to get in this area where that stop pin runs. I want to get any areas that where I may have not been able to get to really good with the alcohol pad. And generally I will do both sides here so that I can clean out any gunk that may be on this side as well. And that does have a little bit in here, so let's do both sides of that. And then what I'll do is once I get some of that out, I'll get a fresh cotton tip applicator. Can't use the brand name that we generally use down here, because that's not the brand that these are. However, some of you probably know what I'm talking about. All right, let's go ahead and, I was about to get ahead of myself because we need a couple of more items here. I did drop the bearings in here, and we want to get those out. Make sure those roll easily, and want them to kind of dry out a little bit before the oil gets on them. I don't know for certain, but I don't think that oil and that alcohol mix real well. Just a feeling that that's the case. All right. These bearings feel like they're good. Rolling smoothly. Yep. Okay. All right, let's take that pivot. And we're going to put it in here. And we're going to take one of these. We take one of these and drop it on. We're going to get our gunny glide and put a little bit on each side. I don't find it necessary to put a lot on there. Most of the time when you do this, you're gonna it's gonna run around and get spread around through those bearings pretty quickly. Anyhow, with this thick blade stock, I will put a little bit in the hole where the pivot goes, wiping that off the top so that it doesn't get down in the threads there. We're going to put another bearing on this side. A couple more little drops. And I don't think I did this side with the oil. With the cotton tip applicator, so we're going to fix that right quick. Sometimes you can get some grime and grit in there that doesn't allow it to seat well, so make sure that you do check that out. And this, instead of a, let me see if I can actually show this, instead of a detent ball, it's just a detent nub. Which is perfectly fine. All right. Okay. I'm going to get that. This is going to be a little bit of fun. Normally I've got a Torx bit. And where'd my getting a little bit of Loctite stick on there. And then I'll get this started here. And ever so carefully thread it in. We want no cross threading, no slippage, none of that kind of stuff. I don't want it too tight, but I want it tight enough to hold. And looks like we're doing halfway decent there. What I want to do is go ahead and get the body screws in place. I generally don't put Loctite on those if I can, if they don't back out. There is still some residual Loctite from where I disassembled. I didn't clean those or anything, so that's generally just what I do. Your way of doing it may differ. If you have a good reason for cleaning those and reapplying Loctite, please let me know in the comments section. While we're talking about that, if you're enjoying the video, please hit that like button. Please subscribe if you haven't done so. And really appreciate all of those that have subscribed, those that are watching, and are still watching up to this point in time. Alright, so now I've got those body screws in. I'm going to come up here and open it. See how we're feeling with the... Whew. Alright. And that feels good. I may actually back off just a hair. Let's see if I can do this without. Alright. That introduced a little bit of play, so we're going to tighten it back up. That's me missing it. Oh yeah, that's pretty cool. And I can reverse flick that as well. That is that's a pretty cool knife. That's not normally a blade shape that I would carry, but I think if I had this one, I would have to I'd have to carry it, wouldn't I? It's got a good stiff detent on it, but it is easily reverse flickable, and it is easily front flip, and I'm not getting there we go. I was having to hold it awkwardly to try to get it under the camera, but yeah, this is pretty cool. So look for a review of this one hopefully soon. And just a really cool knife, nicely made from all indications that I can see. Again, hope y'all have enjoyed it. Hope to see you again soon. Thank y'all for watching.